I've been delivering pizzas for Pizza Hut for 2 years now. It's not glamorous, but it pays my tuition at Ohio State. Most nights are routine. Suburban houses, apartment complexes, the occasional sketchy neighborhood. You learn to read addresses, watch for dogs, and hope for decent tips. But nothing prepared me for the delivery to 1847 Oakwood Drive. I'm Henry Morrison, 22 years old, pre-med student working nights to avoid student loans. The shift that night was me, my manager Derek, and Jenny on the phones. It was a Tuesday in late October, dead quiet, and we were counting down to midnight close. At 11:47 p.m., the printer brace started buzzing. Jenny grabbed the ticket and read it aloud. Large pepperoni, 1847 Oakwood Drive. Customer name is Friend. She looked up. That's weird. Online order? I asked. Yeah, paid in full, even left a $10 tip. I shrugged. Money's money, I'll take it. Derek slid the pizza box across the counter. Oakwood Drive, that's out past the old mill, right? Be careful out there. That area's sketchy at night. I grabbed the pizza, the warming bag, and my keys. The night air was cold and crisp, smelling like fallen leaves. My breath came out in white clouds as I loaded the pizza into my beat-up Honda Civic. I punched the address into my phone's GPS. The route took me through the newer part of town, then into the old industrial area where the textile mill had shut down in the 90s. The streetlights got fewer and farther between. Houses became sparse. My GPS announced, "You have arrived at your destination." I looked up and my stomach dropped. 1847 Oakwood Drive was a 2-story Victorian set back from the road behind a rusted iron fence. The lawn was overgrown with dead grass and weeds. The house looked abandoned, paint peeling, shutters hanging crooked, windows dark and empty. The porch sagged in the middle, and I could see holes in the roof. But someone had ordered a pizza here. The payment went through. I grabbed my phone and the pizza and got out. The gate squealed when I pushed it open. I walked up the cracked concrete path to the porch. Each step on the wooden stairs creaked. I knocked on the door. "Pizza Hut delivery." Nothing. No footsteps, no voices, no lights. I knocked again, louder. "Hello? Pizza delivery for 1847 Oakwood." Still nothing. I pulled out my phone and called the customer's number. Disconnected. Great. A prank order. I was about to leave when I noticed the front door was open, just a crack. "Hello?" I called through the gap. "Your pizza's here. I'm leaving it on the porch if you don't..."
"Bring it up here."
I froze. The voice came from inside, upstairs. A child's voice, high and sweet.
"Please bring it up here."
My heart started beating faster. A kid. Maybe their parents were asleep. Maybe they'd ordered the pizza themselves. I should have left. Every instinct told me to leave. But I thought about that $10 tip. I thought about leaving some kid's dinner on the porch. I pushed the door open. It swung inward with a long creak. The smell hit me first. Rot, mildew, something sweet and sickly underneath. I gagged and covered my nose with my sleeve. "Hello?" I called into the darkness. "I've got your pizza. Can you come down?"
"Please bring it up."
The voice called back.
"I can't come down. Please."
I turned on my phone's flashlight and stepped inside. The beam cut through darkness, illuminating a hallway choked with dust. The wallpaper was peeling. The floor was warped and stained. Furniture covered in sheets, thick with cobwebs. I moved toward the staircase. Each step stirred up dust. The house was cold and silent, colder than it should have been. On the wall going up the stairs, I noticed picture frames, family photos, covered in grime. I wiped one clean. A family, parents and a little girl standing in front of this house. But all their faces had been scratched out, not removed, scratched, like someone had gouged away the features with a knife. Every photo was the same: birthday party, Christmas morning, backyard barbecue, all with faces destroyed.
Are you coming?
The child's voice, closer now. "Yeah, I'm coming," I called back, my voice shaking. I started climbing. The stairs groaned under my weight. With each step, the temperature dropped. My breath came out in visible clouds. The pizza box was the only warmth I could feel. I reached the landing. The hallway stretched in both directions, doors opened to dark bedrooms. "Where are you?" I called.
Here.
I spun around. She was sitting in the middle of the hallway, a little girl, maybe 8 years old, wearing a nightgown that was gray with age and dirt. Her hair hung in tangled strands. She was barefoot and pale, colorless, like she'd never seen the sun. But worst was her smile, too wide, stretching her face in a way that looked wrong. Her teeth looked too sharp.
We're so hungry,
she said.
We've been waiting so long for someone to bring us dinner.
We? I heard what she said. That's when I noticed them. Standing in the doorways, 5 more children, all wearing old nightclothes, all pale and still and wrong, all smiling those 2 wide smiles. Their eyes caught my flashlight beam and reflected it back, a greenish shine like animals' eyes in headlights.
We've been so hungry,
the girl said. She stood up slowly, joints moving wrong.
We never get any food anymore since the fire.
The fire. The word hit me like ice water. I backed toward the stairs. I'm just gonna leave this here. They moved. All at once, all 6 took a step toward me, in perfect unison, in complete silence. No footsteps, just sudden movement, and they were closer. I dropped the pizza. The box hit the floor and flipped open. The children's heads turned toward it, then slowly looked back at me.
We don't want the pizza,
the girl said. Her voice was different now, deeper, wrong, like multiple voices speaking at once. We want what's warm, what's alive, what's breathing. They took another step, another, moving together. I ran. I spun around and bolted for the stairs, taking them 3 at a time. Behind me came a skittering sound, like insects scurrying across the floor, and laughter, high, tinkling laughter. I hit the first floor and sprinted for the door. Something grabbed my back of my jacket, small fingers, impossibly strong, and yanked me backward. I screamed and twisted, pulling free, hearing fabric tear. More hands grabbed for me. One caught my wrist. The skin was ice cold, like grabbing a corpse. I jerked away and kept running. I burst through the front door and down the porch steps. One board gave way and my ankle twisted, but I didn't stop, couldn't stop. I heard them on the porch behind me, their laughter following, small voices calling, "Henry, Henry, come back, Henry." But I didn't look back, just ran to my car. My hands shook so badly I could barely start the ignition. Finally, the engine turned over. I threw it in reverse and hit the gas. In my rearview mirror, I saw them, all 6 children standing at the end of the driveway, watching me go, still smiling, still waving. I drove back to Pizza Hut doing 20 over the speed limit, my heart pounding. Derek looked up when I burst through the door. I was fast. Everything okay? That house, 1847 Oakwood, it's abandoned. There were these kids, but they weren't... Whoa, slow down. What happened? I told him everything. He listened,
then pulled out his phone and showed me a news article from 2009. Fire claims 7 lives on Oakwood Drive. A photo of a house engulfed in flames. The same Victorian, the same address. The lot's been empty ever since, Derek said quietly. No one wants to build there. The whole family died, parents and their 6 kids. I couldn't explain the torn fabric on my jacket, couldn't explain the bruises on my wrist shaped like small fingers. 2 weeks passed. I called in sick, then finally went back to work. My first shift back was normal. Normal deliveries, normal customers. I was starting to relax. Then, at 11:47 p.m., the printer started buzzing.
Jenny grabbed the ticket and her face went pale. "Henry, it's for you." I took the ticket. Large pepperoni pizza, 1847 Oakwood Drive. In the special instructions, "Henry knows where we are. Send Henry. We're still so hungry." My hands started shaking. The printer buzzed again. Another order. Same address, same message. Then again and again, 5 tickets in a row, all asking for me by name. Derek tried to cancel them, but they wouldn't delete. They just kept printing. "Henry knows where we are. Henry, come back. We're waiting, Henry. So hungry." I quit that night, walked out and never went back. I changed my major, moved to a different part of town. But sometimes, late at night, my phone buzzes. A notification from the Pizza Hut app I deleted months ago. Large pepperoni pizza. Delivery to 1847 Oakwood Drive. Special instructions. "Henry, we're still waiting. Come back and feed us." And the thing that keeps me awake? The order is always marked as out for delivery. Driver name? Henry Morrison. Estimated delivery time? Tonight. Always tonight. Have you ever delivered food to an address that felt wrong? What would you do if you got called back to the same haunted location over and over? If this story made you think twice about late-night deliveries, smash that like button. I've been the night manager at Pizza Hut for 3 years now. I work the closing shift, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. at a location in Dearborn, Michigan, tucked into a strip mall between a dollar store and a vacant space that used to be a Blockbuster. It's not glamorous work, but the pay is decent, and I don't mind being alone. At least, I didn't mind until 3 weeks ago. I'm Amanda Cruz, 26 years old. I took this job after dropping out of community college. Most nights follow the same routine. The dinner rush ends around 8 p.m. My crew clocks out by 11 p.m. After that, it's just me. I clean, prep for tomorrow, count the register, and lock up by 2 a.m. The restaurant is old, built in the 80s. The fluorescent lights flicker, the building settles and creaks. I'm used to all of it. But 3 weeks ago, something changed. It was a Tuesday night, slow. My last employee, Marcus, clocked out at 10:45 p.m. "Stay safe, Amanda," he said. He said it every night. I locked the door behind him and went back to cleaning. I was mopping the dining area when the phone rang. I answered. "Thank you for calling Pizza Hut. We're currently closed, but..." Breathing. Heavy, wet breathing on the other end. "Hello?" I said. "Can I help you?" More breathing. In and out. Slow and deliberate. "We're closed," I said, annoyed. "Please don't call back." I hung up. 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. The same breathing. Louder this time. Closer, like someone had pressed their mouth against the receiver. "Listen, I don't know who this is, but stop calling." I slammed the phone down. I finished my closing duties, trying to ignore the unease creeping up my spine. By 1:45 a.m., I was ready to leave. I grabbed my coat and keys and headed for the back exit. That's when I heard it. knocking on the front glass doors. I froze and looked toward the front windows. Standing just outside the doors was a figure. Just standing there, facing the restaurant. "We're closed," I shouted. The figure didn't move. I shined my phone's flashlight toward the doors. It was a person, average height, wearing dark clothes and a hood. I couldn't see their face. "We're closed. You need to leave." The figure tilted its head slowly, then turned and walked away, disappearing into the darkness. The next night, it happened again. Same time, around 1 a.m., the phone rang, same breathing. I hung up without saying anything. 20 minutes later, the knocking started. The figure was back, same position, same dark clothes. This time, I just watched. The figure stood there for 5 minutes, then walked away. I called the non-emergency police line. The officer sounded bored. "Has this person threatened you? Tried to enter?" "No, but..." "Then there's not much we can do. If they try to break in, call 911. The calls and knocking continued every night for a week, always the same, always around 1 a.m. On the 8th night, something changed. I was in the kitchen when I heard a sound that made my blood run cold. The back door opening. The back door was always locked. I'd checked it myself. I grabbed a knife and crept toward the back hallway. The door was wide open. Cold air poured in, and sitting in the doorway, propping it open, was a brick. Someone had opened my door and put a brick there to keep it from closing. I kicked the brick away and slammed the door shut. Then I checked the security camera footage. Static. The back door camera showed nothing but static for 15 minutes before the door opened. Then, suddenly, clear footage again, showing the door standing open. Someone had opened that door, and the camera failed to record it. I started leaving early after that, but I couldn't do it forever. My district manager started asking questions. 2 nights ago, I forced myself to stay the full shift. Everything was normal until 12:30 a.m. I was in the walk-in freezer when I heard it. Footsteps in the dining room. Clear, distinct footsteps on the tile floor. I grabbed my knife and crept toward the dining room. All the chairs had been taken down from the tables. Every single chair was arranged in a perfect circle in the center of the room. In the middle of the circle was a pizza box. I approached slowly. The box was one of ours, but I hadn't made any pizzas. The ovens had been off for hours. I opened the box. Inside was a message written in Greece. "We know you're alone." I ran. Didn't grab my coat, just ran to my apartment and called my district manager from my apartment. Told him I quit. He convinced me to come back for one more night, tonight, promising he would stay on the phone with me, promising police drive-bys. So here I am. It's 11:30 p.m. My last employee just left. I'm alone. I've checked every door twice. Everything is locked. My DM is on speed dial. I'm in the kitchen, prepping dough, trying not to think about what happens at 1 a.m. My phone shows 12:45 a.m. The lights go out. All of them. Every light just died. Emergency lighting kicks in. Dim red lights in the corners. I grab my phone and turn on the flashlight. "Hello?" I call out. "Is someone there?" Then I hear it. The phone. Ringing. But the power is out. The phone shouldn't be ringing. I move toward the office and pick up the receiver. "Hello?" Breathing. That same heavy breathing. But this time, I hear background noise. The hum of a refrigerator. The drip of a faucet. The sounds I'm hearing are coming from my kitchen.
Whoever is calling me is inside the building. I drop the phone and run toward the back door. I grab the handle. Locked. But I didn't lock it. I left it unlocked in case I needed to run. I hear footsteps behind me, slow, deliberate, getting closer. I run toward the front doors and dorsh, they don't open. Through the glass, I see it, a thick chain wrapped around the handles. Someone locked me in. The footsteps are in the dining room now. I can hear them on the tile. I turn around, flashlight aimed at the sound. Nothing, just empty tables. But the footsteps continue, circling me. "What do you want?" I scream. The footsteps stop. Then, from right behind me, breathing, right at my ear, I spin around. Nothing. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. Not alone, never alone. We work here too. Another buzz, a picture. It's a picture of me, taken tonight, from inside the kitchen. Someone was watching me. Another text. Check the freezer. I move to the walk-in freezer. My hand hovers over the handle. I pull the door open. Pizza boxes, dozens of them, stacked from floor to ceiling. But I didn't put them there. I step closer. Each box has something written on it. Sarah M., 2019. David K., 2020. Jennifer L., 2021. Marcus T., 2022. Previous night managers, the ones who quit suddenly. At the bottom, a fresh box with today's date. Amanda C., 2024. My box. I back out of the freezer. The footsteps start again, all around me. My phone buzzes one last time. Night shift is forever. You belong to us now. The lights come back on, and I see them. Figures in Pizza Hut uniforms, faded uniforms from different decades. Their faces are pale, eyes dark and hollow. The one closest, a girl wearing a 90s uniform, smiles at me. "You can't leave," she says. Her voice sounds distant. "We tried to leave too, but the night shift never ends." The others nod. A dozen dead employees, trapped here forever. "No," I whisper. "This isn't real." The girl touches my arm. Her hand is ice cold. "Welcome to the team, Amanda. We've been waiting for you." The lights go out again. I scream and run blindly. I have to get out. My phone rings. My district manager. I answer, sobbing. "Please, there are people here. Dead people. They won't let me leave." "Amanda, I'm looking at the security footage right now. You're alone. There's no one else in the building." "No, they're here. I can see them." "Amanda, you're alone. The cameras show you're completely alone." I look around. I can see them in the red emergency lighting, standing there, watching, but the cameras don't see them. "I have to go," I whisper. I hang up. The dead girl steps closer.
"It's easier if you don't fight it. We all fought at first, but eventually you accept it. The night shift never ends. We're always here, forever."
I sink to the floor. This can't be happening, but I can see them, all of them, the night shift workers who came before me, trapped here, dead but working, and now I'm one of them. My phone buzzes one last time. "See you tomorrow night, Amanda. Same time. Don't be late." The lights come back on. The figures are gone. The restaurant looks normal, empty, but I know they're still here, waiting in the shadows, waiting for tomorrow night. And I'll be here because I can't leave. The night shift never ends. It never ends. Drop a comment, Have you ever worked a night shift alone and felt like you weren't really alone? What would you do if you found out your workplace was haunted by former employees? If this story made you never want to work nights again, smash that like button and subscribe for more terrifying tales.
I work at Pizza Hut part-time while going to Penn State. It's a typical college job. Minimum wage, free pizza on slow nights, and weird customers. I'm Jake Patterson, 19 years old, freshman majoring in business. Last Tuesday changed everything. I was working the evening shift. Around 7 p.m., the phone rang. "Thank you for calling Pizza Hut. This is Jake. What can I get for you?"
Hello, dear.
An older woman's voice, calm and polite.
I'd like to order a large supreme pizza for delivery, please.
Sure thing. Can I get your address?
2847 Elm Street, apartment 4B.
I typed it into the system. And a name for the order?
Mrs. Davidson.
She gave me her card information. Everything went through fine. Standard order, nothing unusual. I made the pizza myself, boxed it up, and headed out. The drive took about 10 minutes. I found 2847, a 4-story building with faded yellow brick and a propped open front door. The hallway smelled like old carpet and grease, flickering lights overhead. A sign on the wall said floors 1 through 3. Wait, I needed the 4th floor. I climbed the stairs anyway. 1st floor, 2nd, 3rd, and then a 4th floor. The stairs kept going, even though the sign said they shouldn't. The 4th floor hallway was darker than the others. Only half the lights worked. I found apartment 4B at the end of the hall and knocked. The door opened immediately. Mrs. Davidson was exactly what I had imagined. Maybe 65, with gray hair and a neat bun. She wore a floral dress and cardigan. Her face was kind, with a warm smile. "Oh, thank you, dear. Come in, come in. Let me get my purse." She turned and walked back into the apartment, leaving the door open. I hesitated. Company policy said never enter a customer's home, but she seemed harmless, and it was cold in that hallway. I stepped inside. The apartment was dark, way too dark for 7 p.m. Heavy curtains blocked every window. The air smelled sweet and stale, like old flowers. "Just set it on the table, dear," Mrs. Davidson called out from another room. I walked toward the dining table. That's when I noticed the place settings. 6 plates, 6 sets of silverware, 6 glasses of water, all arranged perfectly. "Are you having company?" I called out. "Oh, yes. My family is coming for dinner. They'll be here any minute. We always have pizza on Tuesdays. It's tradition." I set the pizza box down and looked around. On the mantel were family photos in ornate frames. Mrs. Davidson with a man and 4 children. All the photos had black ribbons tied in the corners, the kind people put on photos of the dead. Below the mantel were newspaper clippings. I leaned closer to read the headline. "Local family killed in car accident. Mother sole survivor." The article was from 3 years ago. A crash on Route 322. The father and all 4 children were killed instantly. Only Sandra Davidson survived. My stomach tightened. I looked back at the table, at the 6 place settings. Mrs. Davidson came back, holding her purse, still smiling. "Mrs. Davidson, your family, they're not coming, are they?" Her smile never wavered. "Of course they are. They come every Tuesday for dinner. The children love pizza." "But the article, your family, they died 3 years ago." "Oh, that was just a terrible accident, but they're fine now. They come home for dinner every week." She gestured to the table. "They're here now. Can't you see them?" I looked at the table. The chairs weren't empty anymore. Something was sitting in each chair. Shapes, outlines, like someone had cut human-shaped holes in reality and filled them with darkness. They had form, but no features.
My brain couldn't process what I was looking at, and they were all turning toward me. "Everyone, this is Jake," Mrs. Davidson said cheerfully. "He brought us our pizza." The shapes moved. One reached toward the pizza box. Its hand wasn't a hand, just an outline filled with black. The lid opened by itself. "Say hello, everyone," Mrs. Davidson prompted, and they did, not with voices, inside my head, whispers that made my teeth ache.
"Hello, Jake. Thank you, Jake. Stay for dinner, Jake."
"I have to go," I said, backing toward the door. "I have other deliveries." "But you haven't eaten yet," Mrs. Davidson said. Her smile was still there, but her eyes had changed, darker, hollow. "My family wants you to stay." The shapes stood up, all 5 of them, rising in perfect unison, too tall. Their heads nearly touched the ceiling. "We set a place for you," she continued, pointing to an empty chair I hadn't noticed, a 7th place setting. "You belong here, with family." The shapes glided toward me, not walking. Their movements were wrong, disjointed. I ran. I bolted for the door and sprinted down the hallway. Behind me, I heard Mrs. Davidson's voice. "Come back, dear. You should stay for dinner." I heard something following me. Not footsteps, a sliding, scraping sound. I hit the stairs and took them 3 at a time. 4th floor, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. I burst through the front entrance and didn't stop until I reached my car. I looked back at the building, at the 4th floor windows. There she was, Mrs. Davidson, standing at a window, looking down, still smiling, and around her, the shapes pressed against the glass, watching. I drove back to Pizza Hut, shaking. My manager, Kevin, looked up. "You okay? You look pale." I told him everything. He pulled up the order on his computer. "According to our system, we've delivered there every Tuesday for 3 years. Same order, same name." "Every Tuesday? For 3 years?" "Yeah." He searched the address online. His expression changed. "That's weird. That building only has 3 floors. There is no 4th floor. There is no apartment 4B. Then where did I just go? The next day, I drove back during daylight. The building was there, but it looked condemned. A sign on the door, "No entry." I looked up. 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors, and then nothing. The building ended at the 3rd floor, just roof. But I'd been there. I'd been in apartment 4B. I looked up the news article, found it in the archives. The accident 3 years ago, the husband and 4 children killed. But there was more. Another article 6 months later. Grieving mother found dead in apartment, apparent suicide. Sandra Davidson killed herself 6 months after losing her family. They found her at her dining table. She'd set out place settings for her entire family. She'd been dead for 2 years. So who did I deliver pizza to? Then Tuesday came around again. 7 p.m., the phone rang. Kevin picked it up. He listened, then looked at me, pale. That was Mrs. Davidson, 2847 Elm Street, apartment 4B. She specifically asked for you. She said her family really enjoyed meeting you. They set an extra place at the table, just for you. I'm not going back. We didn't deliver it, but at 8 p.m. the phone rang again. Kevin answered. His face went white. He held the phone away from his ear. Mrs. Davidson's voice, cheerful.
"We're still waiting for our pizza. My family is getting quite hungry. Is Jake coming? We saved him a seat. He belongs here now. He visited once. That means he's part of the family, and family always comes home for Tuesday dinner."
The line went dead. The phone rang again immediately. I picked it up.
"Hello, Jake. We're waiting, dear. You can't avoid us forever. You came to our home. That means you're one of us now."
Leave me alone, please.
"Come back, Jake. Come home. There's a place at our table every Tuesday, forever."
You're dead. This isn't real." She laughed.
Death doesn't end family traditions. It just makes them eternal. See you next Tuesday, dear. Don't be late.
That was 2 weeks ago. I quit Pizza Hut the next day, changed my phone number, started avoiding Elm Street completely. But every Tuesday at 7 p.m., my phone buzzes. An email from an address I've never seen. "Your order is ready for pickup. Mrs. Davidson, 2847 Elm Street, apartment 4B. Table for 7. Your seat is waiting." Attached is always a photo. A dining room table, 6 place settings occupied by dark shapes, and 1 empty chair, with my name written on a card in front of it. Last Tuesday, the photo changed. The chair isn't empty anymore. Something is sitting in it. A shadow shaped like a person, shaped like me. And underneath the photo, "Family dinner starts at 7 p.m. Don't keep us waiting. You are already here."
Have you ever delivered something to an address that didn't quite make sense? What would you do if a dead person kept ordering from you? And here's what terrifies me. If Mrs. Davidson sets a place for everyone who visits, how many other delivery drivers are sitting at that table now? If this story made you double-check addresses before deliveries, smash that like button and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Share this with someone who works in food delivery or anyone who's knocked on a door and immediately regretted it. Drop a comment. Would you have entered that apartment or stayed in the hallway? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next nightmare.